friends, it's Laura and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be making my 2018 December Daily Traveler's Notebook cover. If you want to hear my game plan for December Daily this year, check out the video. I will link down below. You can also find it on my channel. I talk about my game plan for December Daily this year and what I'm hoping to achieve from it and how I'm approaching the project. So today I'm going to be making my Traveler's Notebook cover. In past years I had these vegan Traveler's Notebook covers, but this year I'm going to make one myself. So I am starting off with this really beautiful smooth white glitter paper, and I got that recently from Michael's in this $5 paper pad that has all these different glitter papers in it. And because I want to add something really fancy like a big flower or a really big bow or maybe some ephemera like I did on this Traveler's Notebook, you could see I added a tassel and an ephemera to this Traveler's Notebook cover from last year because I wanted to do something similar this year. I wanted to keep my cover very simple, very elegant, and to kind of match this color theme that I have going on my desk right now with the black and the white and the red and the gold. So I am just choosing this very simple white glitter paper. It's absolutely beautiful, and my first step is to cut it down to size. Now to do this, I'm going to look at my past Traveler's Notebooks. This was December Daily from last year, and as you can see, it's a really good size. The only thing was that my elastics were a little bit too tight, the ones that came from the Etsy shop I bought this from. So with how much I added to it, it kind of bends in there at the top. But I can easily remedy that by creating longer elastics. And because I know this is a really good sized notebook to hold my inserts and I don't have anything poking out the edges there, I want to go ahead and copy the size of this cover exactly. So I have my 12 by 12 paper here, and I am just going to lay out this Traveler's Notebook cover from last year. And I'm going to use it as my template for how big I need to cut this paper here. And I'm just gonna put a little mark where I need to cut at the top of the Traveler's Notebook cover. And then I'm going to flatten out my cover here and really make sure that the full length of it I am measuring, and then I'm going to add a little mark where I need to cut off the width of my Traveler's Notebook cover. And now I'm going to use my paper trimmer to cut that so I get the most precise and straight lines here. And then I'm going to do the same thing for this side. Make sure I line everything up precisely. And then I need to round my edges. So for that, I'm going to use my Traveler's Notebook again as a template. And I am just going to manually draw my lines around the corner. Do that. And the one on the bottom here. And now you can see I have a little line on every corner where I could just go through and cut that out. So now I need to laminate my cover, and I'm going to be using the 5mm thick laminating pouches. And I really love these. They're a bit more expensive than the 3mm ones, but they are thicker and they just offer more protection, and they feel like a stronger substance. Like they just feel better in your hand, especially if you're using it for something like the cover of your December Daily, which is going to get handled a lot. You probably want something that's very thick and sturdy and is going to last you a long time. So I'm using the 5mm thickness laminating pouches, and I already had those on hand. So I have my laminating pouch right here and my laminator right here. And my laminator is on, and then the green light just popped on saying it's ready. And then I'm going to line this up into the center crease of my laminating pouch here, and I'm gonna get it as close to that line as I can in the middle there. And I have to be extra careful not to have pet hair in my laminating pouches because I have 2 dogs and a bunny, and my whole house is just covered in animal fur. So I always turn it around and check both sides to make sure that there is no hair stuck in my laminating pouch. And now I'm going to take the sealed edge and I'm going to put it in first with my green light on, saying that it is ready for me. And the reason that we put the sealed side in first is so that it slowly pushes out any air through the open end down here as it runs through the laminator. If you were to put the open end in first, then it would push the air out this way towards your closed end, and you would end up with air bubbles inside of your traveler's notebook cover there, and you definitely don't want that. So here's what the cover looks like right now. You can see that bend down the center of it. And I used an extremely thick cardstock for my cover. And because that scrapbooking paper was so thick, and then I also used the thickest plastic when it came to the laminating, when I went to gently bend this into shape, it just kind of snapped and folded right there and left that crease mark down the spine. And I'm hoping you can see here the difference right there. You see that little tiny line right after the paper ends? It's like a change in how the plastic melted. That is your seal line. So this tiny little line right there, we have to cut on the other side of that. But we definitely don't need all this extra up here, or let me see if I can show the line on camera on this side. You see the tiny line right there? We don't need all of this out hanging. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my paper trimmer to trim that off. Okay, so I actually went through that whole process again with this plaid paper right here. I decided I wanted something with a little more pattern, a little more contrast. That way, if I do happen to get the bend mark on the spine when I try to manipulate it into this cover shape, this pattern is very forgiving as opposed to the plain white glitter cardstock I was using before. I think this will just be a better pattern for my cover this year. And I am very pleased with it. It's so cute. So now what I have to do is put in my elastics along the spine to hold my inserts on the inside, and then also put in the elastic that will wrap around and keep it closed. To do that, I have this cord elastic right here, and I have an awl. You could also use a needle. And I also have another traveler's notebook. Now, usually when I do this, I just use a ruler to measure out 3 dots in the middle of the page here on the top and the bottom. But because I already have a template here, instead of going to all of the work of measuring, I'm just going to use this template I already have, and I'm going to line it up and trace out where my dots should be. So now I've got 3 little dots at the top, 3 dots at the bottom, and then 1 in the middle. And I am just gonna go through and start poking little holes here. Just like that. You can hear the snap of the plastic. I kind of like the sound. And then I'm going to go back through the back side where I can see the holes now, and I'm going to push that plastic back through towards the inside. And that's because I want everything on the outside of my traveler's notebook to be nice and smoothly finished. Just taking my time there, pushing the awl through so I get a really nice big wide hole, which is going to be good for threading that cord through. So from the outside, you can see that these circles are nice and round and they are pretty smooth. And then from the inside, you can see that dimension
where the plastic and paper are popping back through this side. That's what I want. I don't want that rough texture on the outside. I want this to be nice and smooth. And this rough part on the inside, it won't matter because the cord will actually be fed through there, and then I'll have my inserts on top. So you won't even notice or mind that at all once it's done. And now I just need to thread my cord through it.
And now I'm gonna tie this cord, but I'm going to do it loosely here, and I'm gonna leave a little bit of a tail. Because when you look at my previous years of December Daily, this is the store-bought Traveler's Notebook that I've been using. These all indent in really hard there at the top and then sometimes at the bottom too. And you can see where they dip in quite a bit. And that's because once you add all the bulk of the Traveler's Notebooks, the elastic isn't really long enough and it can't really hold all of that weight and all of that bulk. So it kind of pulls in right there. So I'm just leaving mine loose. That way, as I fill up my Traveler's Notebook throughout the month, if I need to go back through and loosen up this cord and retie it closer to the ends here so I have more cord to work with so I can make these longer, I can go ahead and do that. And then I won't have the bunching in on the top and the bottom like I have on these. So for my middle elastic, I'm actually going to measure around one of my previous December Daily since I know I add a ton of bulk to these. I want to make sure I have a really good distance around. Go ahead and cut that. And then all we do for this one is tie a knot with both strands of the cord here down at the tail. Then we're gonna feed this through the hole here. And the easiest way to do that is with your awl or with a needle. And to just poke the cord right through there. And then once I get a little bit of it on this side, I can just pull it right through, just like that. So this is what my Traveler's Notebook looks like now. It is so cute. You can see it's very reflective when the window light hits it because it is laminated, but it's looking pretty good there. You can see it's nice and open. It still has to get used to being in this folded over shape. And the longer it's in this shape, the more it'll be likely to stick in it, but I just laminated it straight, so it's going to take a while to really mold into that shape, which is why we have the elastic closure there. And you can see my tails on all of my cords are really long. That way I can go ahead and make my cords longer as this gets bulkier if I need more space in any of my elastics. But for now, this is what it looks like, and I'm so excited. I will go ahead and probably do another video on how to make these really cute little charm keychains that I do. They have the cutest things on them, little snowflakes here. Very cute, and some little gemstones, a cute little reindeer, some tassels. Nice little burlap bow, lots of cute things. So I'll probably do a separate video for that, and then I will also do a video showing you how I make my inserts for my December Daily Traveler's Notebook this year. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below if you want to know anything or have any comments, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of the fun December Daily stuff that I am sharing this month. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye!